going to be creating an interactive piece of art. Interactive means we do something with it. Instead of art that is hung up on a wall that you're not supposed to touch. As you know, we've talked about that in class, that we don't touch someone else's art unless we're asked to do so. Well, this would be something that we would want to encourage other people to try and to touch. So it's interactive art, and it has to do with pirates, because pirates and ninjas are our theme this week, and I've kind of gone more the route of pirates. So let me show you what we're going to be doing with these pirates. It's actually less about the pirates, more about their treasure. So you see here, I have these bags, just baggies, and there's some drawings on it, but it's probably really hard to see. Well, one of the things we're going to be doing is making a flashlight. We need a flashlight so that we can find the treasure. We'll start with this one. The pirates have dropped some treasure in the jungle, and I'm going to shine my light inside and see what I can find. Oh, there's 2 gems up in the tree. Let's see, where's some more? Oh, a little sloth. And he has a treasure there, a gem. A couple more gems down at the bottom. Oh, there's the treasure chest. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, let me try this other one here as well. This one is an ocean scene. And now I'm going to put my flashlight in so that I can try to find the treasure. Nope, that's fish. Oh, a puffer fish. Don't see anything yet. Oh, look at that. A hammerhead shark holding a gem. Oh, there's an octopus holding a gem. A few more there. Oh, it looks like a pirate's bandana. I don't know if that would be a treasure. Oh, little crab there. There's the treasure chest. So can you tell how it looks like my light is lighting up that ocean? So here's what you need to make this project with me today. You are going to need a Ziploc or plastic baggie of any size. It does not need to be a certain size because we can make all different projects. As you can see, I have one really big one here, and then I have a smaller one. So whatever size you have, that's gonna work great. You're also gonna need a piece of paper, a piece of white paper, and a piece of black paper. If you don't have a piece of black paper, that's okay. There's a couple ways around that. You can color it. You could take a white piece of paper and use some crayons and really color it dark. You could also use a t-shirt. If you have a black t-shirt that you could fold and put in the bag, the only reason we need a black piece of paper is because it helps to make our baggie look dark so that the flashlight has to shine through. You're also going to need some Sharpies. If you don't have any Sharpies at home, that's okay. You can use regular markers, any kind you have. The hard part about a regular marker is that it often rubs off really easy and onto our hands. So if you're going to use regular markers, just be sure that you start furthest away from your hand and move across so that you're not dragging your hand through and ending up with marker all along your hands. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my white paper and I'm going to cut it or fold it so that it will fit inside my baggie. All right, that's going to make it easier for me to see as I'm working on it. Then later on, we'll use this white paper and turn it into our flashlight. So now I need to decide, where do I want my treasure to be hidden? I've tried an ocean scene. That was a lot of fun. I've tried a jungle. But now, where do I want to hide these treasures? I actually think I'm going to try one in the city. So if I'm going to draw one in the city, I'm going to start drawing some buildings. And again, you do whatever you need to do based on where you want your treasure hidden. Some of you might be thinking, oh, I want to try the ocean or try a farm. Oh, a farm would be fun. Draw some barn. Maybe the treasure's hidden in barn with barn animals. It's totally up to you. So here I'm just kind of drawing a little cityscape. I would need to go back in and put in windows and doors and a variety of lines and shapes to make my drawing interesting, but I also don't want to take up too much time because I really want to have time to show you the whole thing. One thing that you'll notice is that I am outlining it in black. You don't have to do that. I was just doing this to make things a little simpler on the video, but really take the time and pause the video or come back and get the rest of the directions, because how you decorate your scenery makes a big difference in how it looks at the end. I'd highly recommend coloring in as much as you can, because again, you'll get a much better result. So once you've drawn your scenery, and again, mine isn't complete, it's just started. I'm gonna need to add all the details, I'm gonna need to color it, but then I need to hide some gems. Now let's just talk about this, because obviously pirate treasure could look a lot of different ways. You can choose what you would prefer. But if you would like a little hint or some help with some drawing, let's just focus on two different kinds of gems that we could hide. So the first one is this gem here, could be any sort of precious stone, diamonds and rubies and emeralds and whatnot. But this is a really easy shape to draw. So all you need to do is draw a triangle with the longer point down, and then give it a hat. And the hat is simply two little lines that are a bit diagonal and a flat top. Then we're gonna draw another V, but it's even skinnier inside, and two more little V's on top. You can vary them in size and in width, and it looks great no matter what. Now for this gem, I drew kind of a skinny hexagon. It's kind of tall and narrow, and remember, a hexagon has 6 sides. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I did another hexagon on the outside of that, and then just connected the 2 hexagons at the points. So that creates a gem as well. But like I said, feel free to do any sort of treasure that you would like. Could be coins and gold and jewelry, whatever you want to do. So once I have my city and it's all colored and I've added in all the details, then I need to add in the gems. And the way I did it in the other ones, which worked pretty well, was before I started coloring so I could really see where they were, I just drew them in, and I did that same shape. Okay, they almost, before you get all the details on, they almost kind of look like they could be strawberries or something like that. All right, so I'm gonna hide a bunch of gems here. I could draw a treasure chest, I could draw other things, but for now, I'm just putting in a few gems that you'd have to find. Then I want to go back in and add the detail like I just was showing you of the lines and the triangles and the V's, so that you can tell that they are more of a gem than just a random, like a strawberry thing. All right, so once I have created my picture, and again, I'm not doing the full thing here with you because I would much rather that you hop off and get to try this yourself. So we're just going to pretend I have it all colored, and I'm going to use another sample to show you. Let's see. Actually, I'll go back to my forest here, my jungle. So we'll pretend I have this all colored and it is ready to go. I am then going to take the white paper out of the baggie, because now I need to slide in the black paper. Everything is colored on here. It's pretty well filled in. And now I want it to stay pretty dark so that my flashlight will work. This is the part where if you don't have any black paper and you didn't really want to color one, you could slip a t-shirt in there or a piece of material or anything you have that is a dark color that would make it look darker behind that. Now I need to draw a flashlight. So this is where I'm going to use that piece of paper that was in there. I want it fairly long because, as you notice, it's much easier to shine the light in if the flashlight is longer so that the handle can stay out. So here's how I'm going to draw that flashlight. I want to draw it as far over to one side as I can so that the beam of light has as much room as I can get. So I'm going to start. My handle's going to be a little bit smaller because I want more space for the light to come. And I am going to draw an oval. So go ahead on your paper, when you're making your flashlight, draw an oval. Then we need the part of the flashlight to come down, this big part where the light bulb is and where it can shine is down here. And then you're going to give it a handle. And like I said, this one I'm doing pretty small little handle because I want more space for the light to shine. If you want, you could do a few little details like add in some grip where that would be. But from there, we have this little flashlight and it needs to have a beam that comes out. So what I did is I looked at that and imagined that the light goes from the edge of the flashlight to the corner of my paper. Once I thought about that, it was pretty wide. You could make it that wide if you want. You could make it a narrower area. It's totally up to you, but we need to cut it out. So once I've figured out how big I want to make it, I'm gonna cut this out so that I can shine it into my scenery. You'll notice I'm bubble cutting. I'm not going on the line. I want it right next to the flashlight. And then I'm gonna take that out as well. Okay, so now I have, oh, I like my little flashlight handle. I'm going to have a flashlight that I can shine in and see. If you want to add a little bit of yellow around the edges, it just makes it look like it really is shining. So you would add yellow in this part here. As you can see, it just gives that illusion of light. And then you could color the whole thing, or you could just go around the edges. It's up to you. But what it does is then when we stick that inside, it acts as though it's lighting up our project, showing us where the gems are. Once you have finished with your whole project and you've got all your treasure hidden, see if you can challenge somebody else to find everything. Find what you've created in there. Mail made me one. I'll show it to you before I go. So this is Mail's, and she actually decided to not find treasure. She wanted me to find 10 starfish. So putting my light in, first of all, look at her little pirate there. That's pretty cool. And I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't want to miss any. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We did it. So that was really fun. I would hope that maybe you come up with something that you could challenge somebody that you're at home with to find a few treasures of their own too. Be sure to post whatever you create on Seesaw or Google Classroom so that I can check it out too. All right, Cubs, I sure miss you. Keep creating.